Hi guys and welcome in. My name is Angel and I will be doing a reading for you. This is June 13th. This is timeless, so whenever you're coming across this video is exactly when you're supposed to hear it. Number 33 is already standing out. I bought this thinking it was like a pocket oracle, like a small deck. It ended up being a book, so it's kind of been on my shelf, and then randomly this morning I heard grab the water alchemy. It was signs that led up to that. But yeah, it was an alchemy deck, and they were talking about the water, and then it was water alchemy, and I was like, that's funny. So then I randomly opened it when I was coming on here to deliver a message and get a feel, and it says, I embrace the interplay of diversity in my life. Knowing each connection adds to the beauty of the whole. So what can happen in this spiritual community, this spiritual world? What I'm realizing is that evil means unripe. I was evil at one point. I was unripe. We all have been unripe. So I know there is good and evil. I know it's light and dark. I know that is the whole system at play here. And there is, we can just evolve and get better, but there's always going to be that duality and that polarity. And learning to coexist, because this is coral reef, this is number 33. This is talking about diversity, living in diversity, but without having judgment or needing to fix other people or prove to them about anything. But again, in the spiritual community, what I'm realizing is that there can be this fear, because there's a lot of like karmic conversations, like, oh, this person's doing this to you and this person's doing this to you. And there needs to be a self-reflection, because if these are your relationships that are in your life that you're dealing with, that means, one, if you're actually standing up for yourself, you're changing. Your frequency is probably changed. You probably are wanting better, knowing that you deserve more, or you're just fed up with being treated the way that you have been treated. Your vibration, your frequency is changing, and you can no longer have those people around, so they tend to fall off. Where are we going with this, Spirit? Okay, thank you. But there is this need to not get in dichotomy, okay? In the dichotomy of it, they're over there. It's like the separation, like, oh, they're still you. We're all part of just one. So it's like having love and compassion and nurturing energy towards them, realizing that we ourselves, all of us, have been there at one point, and showing them love, compassion, and grace. And, if they ask, that is your invitation to share what you know, and it is up to them to do with that information what they wish. So 3, 4, 5. The coral reef theme suggests that embracing diversity and interconnectedness can bring harmony and fulfillment into your life. Whether in relationships, work environments, or community settings, diversity's strength lies in its ability to create a richer, more resilient ecosystem. Coral Reef encourages you to appreciate the different perspectives, talents, and experiences that surround you, recognizing their role in building a supportive environment. This theme invites you to cultivate connections, understanding that each person or element contributes to the whole. By nurturing these relationships and valuing diversity, you create a space where everyone can thrive and contribute their strengths, leading to shared growth and collective flourishing. It's so beautiful, guys. Like, oh my God, I'm about to cry. Wow. This doesn't happen that often. It has happened, but whoo. the emotion I just got. Come on out, man. I'm ready for these releases. Let's do this. Like, I finished eating. I made carrots yesterday. Like, just whole carrots with like some honey and stuff in the oven. And I got done eating, and my son comes in my room, and I'm just crying. And he's looking at me like is she okay? And I was like, I finished my carrots and I just started crying, and I don't know why. But I allowed it to come up. I wasn't shameful. I wasn't like, oh my God, who is somebody gonna see me, or I should be ashamed or guilty for expressing this. And because I didn't even know why it was happening. But in the back of my mind, there's that knowledge of knowing that when you cry, you are alchemizing energy, you are releasing energy, yawning, any body movement, the seventh subtle body form, which is the physical, holds a lot of energy. It's very, very dense. And the other two subtle bodies that we are daily interacting with is the mental and the astral. And if we don't have astral protection, if we aren't setting intentions before we go to sleep, giving thanks, envisioning light, being surrounded and protected at all times, declaring it and dictating it to the universe, we can bring things back. And I know people are going to be like, oh, what is she talking about? Let me get to it. I got ahead of myself. Non-linear. Sleep with crystals. They hold a frequency, and they actually can protect your light when you're coming back into your body after dreaming from the astral realm, because there are entities that want to follow us. They want to cling and stick to us. Unless we have a very, very consistent spiritual hygiene, they are going to linger, and it just takes one thought for us to attach to for them to stick around. That's for somebody. Those are like the parasites. Okay, so somebody needs to get black walnut, wormwood. It's not ginger. I know it's not ginger. So there's one more. It kills all parasites. Cloves. Thank you, Spirit. Cloves. So liquid black walnut. I think they have capsules too. But wormwood and cloves. Those three combinations actually help clear out the parasites that are within our gut, our microbiome, that have a huge impact on our bodies, the way that we crave food. They're in impacting the nutrients and the life forces that we are taking into our body. Is it alive? Is it dead? Has it been in the sun? One second. Baby, you do not need my permission to have a snack, okay? I'm in the middle of a video. No, thank you. So strong boundaries, even with your children, okay? Especially if you've come from a background where maybe your family or people around you didn't have the best taste in, not best taste, somebody didn't have the best taste in the individuals that were around them. And maybe this impacted your children and stuff, and maybe you see narcissistic tendencies in them. This is really a time to dive in and reparent ourselves. It's almost like going back to basics. It's what are some healthy ways that we can, especially because I know that kids can trigger parents. I'm learning a lot. Let me tell you, I'm learning a lot. It's like once you feel like you've got it figured out, it's like, let me humble you. I like it. I love it though, because it's that catalyst for growth. Catalyst, yeah. Okay, let's. Now my head is tingling a little bit. So guidance, coral reef ritual. I'm not going to share that one. I am going to share nurture relationships just because that was sticking out to me. Focus on building strong connections with others. Understand how interdependence creates a supportive environment where everyone can thrive. Absolutely, because when you're not overgiving, but when you're helping, when it is the right situation and it's going to be received. Are they in the right mind frame to receive this information? Now, here's the thing. That is a great area because I can look back throughout my life and there was little nuggets, there was little breadcrumbs, tarot here or this over here and this over here, and I had no belief. I didn't know about any of this until my whole top got blown off because I wanted to heal. I didn't want to feel what I was feeling towards the situation I had went through. And so mine was kind of a forced, in a way. Okay, so my point is that we just never know. You never know who you are talking to. You might be entertaining an angel, okay? I think Jesus said this. Something just said Corinthians, but I have no idea if that's right. Sorry, I'm getting better at connecting the string. If you've watched any of my videos a while back, I was kind of all over the place. Because I'm new to the channeling, because I didn't understand what I was dealing with in my life. But for the first time, things are making sense. So maybe for you, something is finally making sense. And if it's not, it's about to. I just saw a puzzle piece. You've been missing a vital piece that connects two parts together. That's so cool. Oh, I just got chills all up and down my back and my shoulders. Oh, and now it's spreading to my cheeks. Oh, 11:33. I had to soak that up for a second. 11:44. I have not used this in a long time, and I was like obsessed with this for quite a while. I am gonna pull a couple. Okay, and I pulled this tarot, but in my mind's eye, they were calling for another one, so I'm gonna grab that. It's funny because I really love this deck, but I just haven't really used it. The Phoenix. And it's like not even one that I would prefer, but you know, excuse me. Yeah, so before I add anything, let's get to the cards. Let's get to the cards. I want to see what's going on for you guys. I've already called in my light team, you know, the unseen forces on the other side. You guys are so safe and protected in this space with me. And we are only pulling a message for the best and highest good to help you elevate and move forward, and discover the energies that are within yourself that need to be addressed so that your external can reflect that, okay? We're not really closing cycles. We're jumping to a new one. We're leaving that cycle. It'll still be going. They'll still be, you know, some people are still going to be running that old version of you in their head. And that's why you know, this talks about diversity and connectedness, but with the right people. It's not with everybody. You're not for everybody. It's sharing your energy and this diversity with others that are going to thrive with you. And that is not easy to do. It's a lot of reprogramming within ourselves, because if we don't believe we deserve it, it's going to reflect and they're going to pick up on that energy, and it's not going to work out. And then we're going to constantly be questioning ourselves. Are they betraying me? Are they thinking negative thoughts about me? And then that will manifest and bring that exact reality. So we don't want to go into those relationships with that frequency, that resonance. That's why it takes a while. People have got to learn to be patient. Time is crucial. It's a process. Things have to be broken down. They have to be rebuilt. And we're very complex. We're complex and we're simple. Okay. Whole rabbit hole there. But I do know it's a great time to be alive, and I'm so grateful and thankful to be here in this exact moment, doing this exact thing. Learning all this new stuff, knowing that there's more. What the heck? We have the Devil in reverse and we have the Fool. 1446. You're unchaining yourself from a contract, from a situation, from people, from a place, from a thing. And you're jumping off the cliff and allowing spirit to catch you. I am going to pull one more. I like 3. So, Devil in reverse, the Fool, Capricorn energy, also Aquarius energy. White roses could be really significant for you. Oh, I love fanny packs. I love fanny packs. Or just like off the shoulder, like little bags so that you like have stuff, but you can also adventure. Oh, like music festival bags, you know, they have to be like a certain size. Yeah. Okay, wait a second. 10 of Wands in reverse. I need one more. Saturn energy, Sagittarius energy. We just had the Sagittarius full moon. Remember, it is timeless. So yeah, okay. 10 of Wands and the Hangman. 10 of Wands is in reverse. So you're putting something down. You're getting a new perspective on your work or whatever you're going after. Whatever seemed like it was going to be a burden, whatever seemed like it was going to be a huge responsibility, you're gaining some kind of new perspective. I feel like it's because you're getting away from some kind of energy, some kind of binding contract energy that is like domineering and like spirit is outside of you and God is up in the sky and God is, you know, this and this and this. Over here, they're outside the realm of God. There is no outside the realm of God. You are never separate. The kingdom of God is within you and all around you. If you could understand that the whole, like, outside of what we can perceive, you know, planets, what's actually illuminated by the light, there is a bigger black void, the cosmic mother, or because, you know, we were birthed from her, so they call it a cosmic mother, but it's Andromeda. It's non-gender. It is not there. It's a very human thing. But if you could think of the black, the outness, as the cosmic mother, or just the creator, the all, the one, give it, you know, and where it's birthed from into the light, the light of the cosmos, where all form and matter is existing, and certain areas with time, space. Where were we going with this, Spirit? So, why? Okay, so somebody's getting a new perspective on... Okay, that circles back to what we read from the water alchemy. This new perspective on the work. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, I'm getting it. You're leaving a situation where it was literally draining you, and it wasn't gonna create that coral reef. It wasn't gonna give the sustenance and the right nourishment, the right diversity to help you thrive. And taking this leap of faith, like, I don't know what's on the other side. I don't know what's over there, but I know it's better than this. I know it's better than being chained up. And you could have thought this was going to be like overwhelming, like a huge burden, a lot of responsibility. And it's like, if this is how people are, then why would I want to do that? Wouldn't I want to just focus on myself? And while that is very, very true, we need that balance. Especially if you alchemize energy, that is your job. You're here to transmute that energy because you're able to see silver linings. You don't feed into the gossip and perpetuating the negative energy cycle, and because you know how it affects. You know that it ends up going to those people. So a lot, it's like contributing to the collective, but you're changing your perspective on it, okay? You could have been at a recent stagnant energy, or that's like currently where you are. Maybe this is like almost a timeline and this is where you are right now, because we did end here with the Hanged One. New perspective. So it's like getting still. What do you notice? What do you see? What actually do you care about? What irritates you? What makes you so irritated and triggered? Go towards it. Go towards it. You're going to become addicted. You're going to create dopamine. The more that you heal this stuff, the more that you face those fears. Anything that anything that you ignore or like push to the side, you know, like, oh, I don't want to think about that, because, you know, if something's out of your control, you know, serenity prayer, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. That's a very good mantra and prayer to say on a daily basis, because it really helps bring you back down to reality. Because as much as the, you know, macrocosm, microcosm, there's so much going on. What we can control is the microcosm, and all the little bit, every little bit counts. It's like the micro habits. Whenever you're changing your life and you want, you're forming this new way of being, you know, you create micro habits. You're not just like, oh, I'm going to fast for the next 30 days, even though I've been, you know, indulging in gluttony for the past like 3 months or something. It needs to be realistic, and it needs to be not so overwhelming. Like, oh, this is how, no, just 1% a day. Japanese anime. Yeah. 1% a day. How can you improve a skill by 1% today? I hear creatives or write, like, even if you're not a writer, just waking up and writing 1 page a day on anything that you're thinking of or that comes to mind or how you feel. Watch that change your life. It may not seem like it's that big of a deal, but as time goes by and you are consistent with it, not only will it help you harness your magic, which magic is just unexplained science or the reality of what's really going on and what we're capable of, okay? I know people have a weird association with that word, but I almost think everything's magic. I think I'm magic. I think you're magic. I think phones are magic. I mean, I guess it just depends on your definition. I've been told that my mind is so open that my brain could fall out. Oh gosh. Okay, somebody is not your challenge, collective, is get it. It's almost like the masculine energy. It's time to receive, okay? You're not allowing yourself to receive something. I feel like it's yourself. But let's find out. What are they not allowing themselves to receive, Spirit? God, this energy is so amazing. Moving forward. Okay. That's why we're at this standstill. That's why, you know, this is all a process. You're not late. You're not missing out. You're not behind. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, because nobody has your story and nobody has your energy or your blueprint, so nobody can take it anyway. So chill out. Quit comparing yourself, because they're doing their thing. Love them, respect them. They're a part of you. Be happy that they're fulfilling, because that means we're all evolving. We're all going up a level. Even the people that are in the, you know, in this kind of energy, and think they know everything, you know, and their way is the right way. They're gonna get there. You don't have to explain it to them. You don't have to show them. You save that for yourself, okay? And that is not. It is time for us to be a little selfish, because we've given so much of ourselves away, protecting our energy, but also allowing this coral reef, you know, being discerning. Like, it's not being, and I know this, it's, for some of us, it feels very judgy, you know, we're like, oh, well, you know, we were there at one point. Yeah. Quit seeing people's, I don't want to say that. You see the potential in everybody. But that's the God's light. You see the oneness in everybody. It's like you have this unconditional love tie, because because your soul knows the truth, the reality of it. But there is something... They said no, don't explain that. That was weird. Holy Spirit, archangels, interdimensional beings here to help the collective ascend. There is somebody in this energy that is trying to disrupt this message right now. Because that was very off. Okay. I'm going to ask really quick, side note. Somebody has a lingering energy, and it's not like they're trying to keep you from seeing through some kind of illusion. We have the Sun in reverse and the Seven of Cups in reverse. Somebody doesn't want you to see something. There's an energy, and this isn't person, I'm not doing the karmic thing, blah, blah, blah. It's much bigger than that. It's much higher than that. If you know, you know. I am going to put him back in the deck. Yeah, we have the King of Swords in the reverse, and when I just look down with the Five of Wands, frequency, air element. Okay, so call in the elementals just when you're outside and you feel the wind, either out loud or in your mind. Say thank you wind, thank you air for blowing away all stuck stagnant energy in my aura. Just giving gratitude and thanks, maybe closing your eyes for a second, feeling it on your skin, feeling the sensations, and even if you can generate a visual, anything you want, from smoke or little crystals or glitter, I don't know, use your imagination. Anything that comes to you is going to be significant, because then when you do take that moment to visualize, and say glitter comes up and you imagine glitter coming in or being blown out of you or something from the wind, later on, if you pay attention and stay in the present moment, you will get a synchronicity. A confirmation from the elementals saying that they heard you and they did do something. And it helps give you this boost, this encouragement, like, holy crap, I'm actually doing it. So everything is mind, everything is mental. So with this, there is, so protect your astral. There is definitely some frequencies. I mean, come on, if you know, you know. Conspiracies are not all conspiracies, okay? A lot of them are, not all of them, but a lot of them are based in a lot of fact and a lot of truth, okay? That's why we're all spiritually awakening, so that we can see what actually is going on, and we can get ourselves out of it, you know? Be our own saviors. What's in their subconscious? So your subconscious is kind of asking you to maybe dial back. So I feel like whoever I'm talking to, there's waves. Like, so you could want to read. Don't be hard on yourself if you're like, oh, I want to read, and then you wake up and you're just like, I'm not there. Maybe you even opened the book and you started reading and it's not there. Allow that feeling. What do you feel like doing? Put it down. Maybe it's just not the right moment. Remember, everything is divine timing. Maybe you're supposed to be reading that book tomorrow when you have a video playing, and as you read that word, they're going to be saying the same thing, and you're just like, wow, that is a synchronicity. You are in alignment. You are following the breadcrumbs, okay? But don't get too stuck. Always ask why. I know for over a year, I wish I would have asked more questions, and I was in the moment. I was just in awe of everything that was happening to me. And also a lot of confusion. I had, there was no, I had to learn all of this myself and trust myself, because that's just how it happened. So, at this very moment, your subconscious is like, let's sit on all the information that we've accumulated, because there's a lot of it. So maybe you've been journaling, writing, drawing. Go back over all of those notes. You've consumed a lot. It's time to create, and it's time to get things out on paper, but also backtrack and go over everything that you've written. You know, maybe from this year. I'm hearing since January. Yeah, because everything is a pattern. Everything comes back. So you might already have the answer to something. Wow, interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, Three of Swords in reverse at the bottom. You know how to pull these swords out. All of them. Even if you feel like you've already done it. 30-31. I know, I thought that's why I had my spiritual awakening. I deluded myself. Well, but I just didn't understand. I was in ignorance. I didn't have the correct information to understand what I was going through and what I should be doing. That's why everything is a process, and it just be so loving and graceful with yourself. If you don't get something done, give yourself a hug and say, hey, I'm really proud. You put in a lot of effort today. Do you remember all these other things that you did? Oh, and you were so kind to that person. You held the door open. That really made their day. They were going through a really hard time. And just you smiling and opening that door gave them that hope that day. Okay? Wow, that's cool. Good job. You're about to make me cry. Holy crap. Yes, my love. I love the new feature that we can pause this. Three of Wands. Expansion. So that is that waiting energy, and that's in your conscious right now. That's what you're consciously aware of. Like, all right, this is all the stuff that I've got. I've made the Two of Wands is, you know, a Cepulus, which is like making the plans, putting plans into action. Also, the staff with the one snake, not the two, but the one. Something about boats and ships too. But they're on top of the water. So you're walking on water. You're staying above the emotions. You're watching the emotions. Ooh, look at that. He's like watching the water, watching the boats on top of the water. Is that a flying fish? No, it's a plane. Okay. I was like, it looked like a flying fish. Oh gosh. Yeah. I mean, right after that is the Four of Wands, and that reminds me of 11:11 because you see all the, you know, the four staffs, which look like 11:11, and it's like, like celebrating with the wand, with fire energy, and it's like this is happening. Wow, you're watching it on, okay, and you're keeping an eye on your emotions. I just heard for some of you with this resistance, this Empress in reverse, it's time to quit all the manifesting. You might need to let it go and move forward. Go do something, go to the river, disconnect. Whatever you've been doing a lot of, if you've been watching a lot of reads, that's the biggest thing, is like it's taking up a lot of your time. But I know that I loved them when it was my connection. God was speaking to me straight through them, like my higher self, or my angels, my team, my mom. It was like, is this really happening? Like, and then I would do something, and then it would be validated on the TV, or they would say it, or I would think it, and then they would say it, or I would think it, and then it would be out the window. Everything internal was lining up externally, and it was, I felt crazy. I just kept saying that. I'm like, you're gonna think this is crazy, but... So, in what you're walking away from in the past position, oh, Man, Spirit. I looked at the bottom of the deck. Yes, I did. We have Justice here in reverse, Libra energy. So this is injustice. This is things being made fair. This is justice. This is injustice. And also these checkerboard, Spirit just said that's why we had you pull this deck. Isis is really significant for somebody, and also Mayat and Sekhmet. Maybe you bought an ostrich feather, maybe you're being asked to. And as soon as right after I said 1111, we have 11. So I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, that's Masonic. They don't own it. They just know the truth. And people are like, oh, well, this symbolizes them. But they use it, just like the number 33. They do not own that number. Okay, guys? Nobody owns it. It doesn't belong to anybody. Nothing is inherently good or evil. It's knowing that new perspective. It's being open to changing your perspective and being open to the more expanded truth. Okay? Because once we get through all the blame, the shame, the fear, oh my God, they're trying to do this and this is evil. I even heard somebody say the spiral pattern is evil. I was like, what is happening? Like, don't they know? Like, fear is false. It's false. You can go down to the root and find the root cause, confront it, and take away all its power and realize that was never true. Again, nothing is inherently good or evil. It is all about perspective. And don't come, yeah, I can already hear it. Don't even. So you're leaving injustice. You're leaving this, and then the 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So this is a family. 3636. Very interesting. I should definitely get my computer out to help me with this, but yeah. And then I split the deck with the 8 of Cups in reverse. So in the past, you didn't walk away from some family members and they caused an injustice in your life, which caused you, it was a catalyst. Some of us have the opportunity or are able to make the right moves to get out of the situation. But when we don't know our power, when we don't realize that there are spirits and there's more going on than just the Muggle world, we have no idea that we're even supposed to be doing these things. Like Sage Palo Santo, nope, I never knew about any of it. Never was raised with crystals or anything. So yeah, they hold frequencies. I know when people are like, there's science to back it up. So, which makes things a lot easier. Because I know that's how I was led to it, was a lot of science, Gaia Network, learning facts and wanting to better myself and understand, new things. And then, healing practices, breathing techniques, and then boom! There it is, the wink. What's up? Oh, you're awake! Let us show you what's really going on! It was, it's very challenging. It's not glamorized at all. But if you do have support and you have people and you have a preparation, you have a knowing that this even exists, then you're ahead of the game, man. You're ahead of the game. I don't know why I'm talking so much about this. Is somebody going through that right now? 9 of Wands. That's too many. I just need one for the near future, please. Lovers. 2 different paths. Which one are you going to take? Oh, thank you. Sorry, non-linear, guys. I will come back to it, but or not. So that checkered, they wanted me to emphasize, because I didn't finish, the checkered, everything has multiple meanings. Nothing ever just has one meaning. Get that out of your head. It's always multiple, and it can mean multiple things to different people. But I know that in the higher realms, you can meet your higher self. Usually, like for me, Archangel Michael came to me. I had no idea who Archangel Michael was, but it felt right, and they helped me. And then they set up a meeting, and it was a meditation that I was led to, meeting with your higher self. And out of nowhere, I didn't even know that like about the Masons and the checkered flag. And if I did know it, it wasn't like at the forefront of my mind. I have family that are Masons, so but where I met my higher self was a room with this floor, and I had never even heard of it. And after that meditation, that is when I was led to all the information about it, and it blew my mind, because that's why trusting yourself and having faith that whatever it is you're doing, you're being led to or nudged to, even if you're just like, what? But there's this nudge, there's this feeling, there's this voice, intuition, like, yeah, you need to buy that book. It might sit on your shelf for 3 months, but right when you need it, right after you have a conversation and you're like, whoa, I have that book at home, and you go home and you read it, and there was information in there that changed your life and gave you this new perspective. Okay? Wow. I'm picking up on some very potent energy. And yes, I don't know who just said that, but you've went through a lot. And that's why, like, we don't know our worth when we're going through this injustice. We don't have, like, for some of us, don't have spiritual protection, or don't understand our spiritual protection, don't believe. It's not about the belief, because that's something else. It's judging yourself. Okay, ultimately, if we are a small fractal of the Creator has given us the authority to judge ourselves. The Judgment Day is a very intense experience, Dark Night of the Soul, but it will bring up every kind of situation. You'll be like, is that me? Did I do that? But ultimately, we all judge ourselves. That's why if you feel guilty and shameful about something, then that is what you're gonna get, because you're emanating that frequency. And when we are held down by these devil energies, who are living in ignorance and following the leader and perpetuating this propaganda of fear and the way they think we should be living, which is absurd, we forget our worth. We question ourselves. They gaslight us a lot. So somebody is rebuilding their confidence. Somebody is rebuilding their self-trust. And it looks like you have a lot of assistance. Like, that's just what I'm picking up on. It's weird. Like, I can't explain it. It's not in the cards. It's something I'm picking up on. It's like you're very in touch with the archetypes within yourself. Ooh, I'm getting Knights of the Round Table. Arthurian, like Merlin energy, like Jesus and the 12 Disciples, the Dakinis. That's so cool. Okay, I want one more with this Lovers card. It is covered so I can show it. 4346. Wow, this has been a while. It's been a while. This is Gemini season, so it does make sense. Number 6, the Lovers. The snake. There's that one snake. Remember, around the staff? Is it going to go this way? Is it going to go that way? Look, it's over there with the guy, but it's looking at the woman like, I want to go over there with the apples. Not the burning bush. Oh, you are radiant. Oh, you are absolutely radiant. Somebody needs to meditate today. I'm going to say that right now with the Four of Cups here in reverse and the Nine of Cups in reverse coming out. That's why you're being offered this energy of stagnation. It is a blessing, yeah. Stagnation can be very much a blessing. Gestating, you know, the incubation period. Yeah, look at the bottom of the deck, Six of Swords. I didn't even see that. Moving on to calmer waters mentally. That's why this is needed, because there was intrusive thoughts with that King of Swords coming out earlier in the reverse. You know, how can I put this in a more digestible way, Spirit, without it sounding absolutely crazy and unrelatable? They put frequencies out into the atmosphere. It's also from radio towers. There's a lot going on. That's why cities are it's very it messes with your electromagnetic field. It messes with your subtle bodies, okay? And it's also just people's ignorance if they're gonna gossip and think that they know the truth. The ones who are really, really enlightened realize that they don't know anything. The more you know, the more I know, the more I'm free. The more I'm free, the less I know, the less I know. The more I am, something I forgot. Ram Dass or something. But it gets to the point where I can't, yeah. And it still came out. Six of Swords and Ace of Wands. Give me a second, guys. Clippers. Two paths. Yeah, this is telling me that somebody... you have been doing a lot of work, but it is time to put something down and meditate. So it's almost like, okay, you've got all this information. There's a bunch of stacks of paper and books and files and everything all over your table representing your mind, you know, because of all the information you've accumulated. Now it is, because with this in your subconscious and this coming out, you're being asked to go within, silence, listen to a guided meditation, and then maybe something with just frequency, and allow all the thoughts to pass through, not attaching to them. If you've already done so much meditation that you don't even get those thoughts, you've already, you know, you have such a good routine and practice that you naturally funnel them out and you can enter that state very quickly, then you're being asked to do so and evaluate and think about what your wish fulfillment is, because it seems like you might not have a clear picture about it. And that's okay. That's completely understandable, especially with this Pisces energy and Cancer and Jupiter just went into Cancer, which was where it's exalted. It is amazing. So a lot of loving, nurturing energy, a lot of more family energy. And I mean family, whatever family is for you. Close people that you consider family. A lot of the times our families are the karmic situations we're supposed to come out of, that injustice and escape remove ourselves from those situations, realizing the truth, so we can take this big leap of faith into the unknown and framing it in a way that it's not like, oh my god, it's gonna be a ton of work, it's gonna be so much burdens, like I have to be around other people that aren't even enlightened, and they're evil, which means unripe, just it's a better way to think about it so that you can interact, but it doesn't mean that you forget, because we don't want to fall back into this and over giving. It's more just like, sometimes you just need to be present. Transitioning, okay. Ooh, yeah. So again, with the mind, all this you've accumulated with this meditation, what that does is it goes in, it's like a cleaner, a secretary, you know, oh, well, this goes on this shelf. We'll sweep this. We'll organize this. These are old. This can go out. This isn't used anymore. This is definitely not serving us anymore. That doesn't even belong to us. Whose is that? Like, and getting it out of here. Okay, that was a lot just for one position. But with the lovers, it always talks about two paths. And which one are you going to take? Throat chakra. Yeah, somebody's throat chakra. Speak your truth, man. But to the right people, but especially to yourself and to the universe. Journaling, I found, is a much more, I don't want to say productive or useful. It's not it. It's a much more conscientious way of using my energy. So you could be noticing that you've been leaking energy and you're trying to pinpoint where it is so you can plug those holes. And again, that's that astral body and the mental body, those three densest energies that we have to deal with, which is physical. Make sure you're moving your body, you're stretching, you're paying attention to the sensations. Mindfulness practices are so beneficial. Oh my God, they help with disconnecting and lessening the resistance and just, and then when you come back to whatever you were working on, oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It reminds me of the story of, is it Isaac Newton? Some amazing thinker in our history would hold these really heavy metal balls when they couldn't think, when they got to a block, when they got to a standstill for an idea or a project or something, a dead end, thank you. Or maybe it was Benjamin Franklin. I don't think it matters. It does matter. The light bulb guy, but he didn't actually invent the light bulb, but he did contribute to many other things being developed. Okay, but his name's not coming up. Drop it in the comments if you know who it is. Thank you. He would put balls in his hands. The whole point, I'm sorry. He would put these balls in his hands. He would go and take a nap, and because he knew that the theta, delta, alpha waves and how they worked, and that when you slowed it down, when you could slow the brain activity down, that's when insight and inspiration could come through. So he would fall asleep. They would fall to the ground and make this huge, loud, crashing sound and wake him up. And he would just come out and like, and be able to get back to it. It's pretty cool information and research and biographies to learn about. Any successful or people have walked this path before. They have continued to pass the torch. 5252, so 77. They've continued to pass the torch, and we're supposed to be picking it up, just like with Buddha and Jesus, and you will do things even greater than I. They got us to a certain point so that we can access that frequency, pick that up, and then continue evolving, continue progressing and elevating. So you might have noticed people in the past were stuck in the past. They were stuck in old timelines. They were stuck in worshiping and putting their power and their energy outside of them, external to things, instead of putting it into themselves, developing their own character, their own energy. Yeah. This is so cool. I feel like once somebody meditates and gets really nice and still and evaluates what they're actually asking for and why, what feeling do you think it's gonna generate for you, you might actually save yourself a lot of time and heartache from going after something that actually isn't going to fulfill you. So Ace of Wands and the Six of Swords, this is raw energy. This is also your mind moving into a calm, still place, and I believe that's from you meditating and these good, healthy spiritual practices to cleanse and clear your aura, and its consistency. You can't just do it once and be done. It's a daily thing. Set it up daily. Mark it in your calendar. Every 2 or 3 days, I get in a salt bath. That magnesium is great for your physical body. And again, it's multiple benefits. It's not just one. It's not like, oh, just, do some Palo Santo and sage because of the woo-woo and the evil spirits. There is a scientific backing. There's science behind the herbal chemicals and the alchemy behind it, and everything is connected, and everything can be explained at some point in different ways, but not all at once. And that's the faith, that's the trust, that's learning to realize that you are always held and loved and nurtured and cared for if you're asking the right questions, and if you're loving and caring for yourself. Because when you love and care for yourself, you're loving and caring for God. So if you don't like yourself, that means you don't like God. Unfortunately, I had to tell somebody that the other day, and the way it came out was the first time I ever said that in that way and out loud. And I remember getting, signs saying that I needed to, don't sugarcoat it. This person needs the blunt, straight truth. Use your words that we gifted you with. And I think it kind of smacked them in the face. Yeah, because they were putting God outside of themselves, and they were saying that they didn't love themselves. And I was like, well, then you don't love God. You don't love yourself. And I can tell she's going through a lot of spiritual warfare and a lot of past energies that don't even belong to her, but she's not there to receive what I have. All I can do is pick up the phone, not attached to anything she has to say, alchemize the energy into something positive. She went through something very terrible the other day involving the cops and preschool and our kid and all these things. And I was like, at the end of the story, I was like, well, think of it as a blessing. You didn't get in trouble, nothing terrible. It could have been a lot worse, right? So take that as a blessing. Just change the perspective of something. Because when certain things don't happen, then we don't get that subtle wake-up call, and then something even more dramatic has to come in to wake us up, and that is not fun, and you don't want to wait for that to happen. Trust me, please follow the signs. If out of nowhere you're starting to look up places and you're wanting to move and you're starting to pack things and you don't know why you're acting like that, it's because your soul and your guides are trying to get you out of a situation before something happens. And that is not to scare anybody at all. That is just to to maybe confirm some things that you're feeling. And it doesn't even have to be that. It could be going to the gym, changing your eating habits, laying off the caffeine and stuff. Maybe you have heart palpitations and there, more information is popping up, and it's the universe saying, hey, you need to address this right now. Otherwise, there is a circumstance in the foreseeable future of you, something. I don't want to put this on anybody's timeline or manifest this in anybody's life. So let me make this abundantly clear, universe. This is only an example, but from a heart attack to an aneurysm, anything. If you are getting signs and inclinations and urges and nudges to do something, it's for a reason. And sit down and ask yourself why. And again, you don't always need to know why. Sometimes you just need to be obedient and follow the signs, and then you will be shown why. But it is important to check in with yourself. But if you don't get an answer, then maybe it's just a test of faith and trust. Okay. Wow, this is way longer than I thought. That raw energy of action, that kind of reminds me of your conscious awareness with this 3 of Wands. It's on the sideline, you're generating that spark. You're feeding the fire within, but you're also allowing it time to develop, even if you don't see it. Yeah, very calm waters, calm emotions. Also, the clear air to receive some kind of raw energy. All right, I need to wrap this up. Yikes. Oh my gosh. What is their advice? Well, we did already kind of do the advice though, but 36 or 63. Something you've been giving to requires you to stop. And this is here in the 3D. This is Pentacles. These are all Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles in reverse, 3 of Pentacles in reverse. They don't want you to complete something. Is there something you've been working on? And maybe that's why they want you to meditate, because this actually isn't your wish fulfillment. You might think it is. That's why this new perspective. Yeah. Okay. Your environment is Knight of Swords in reverse. Quit running in and saving everybody. You need to be the observer. Yeah. Yeah. You're in the cocoon and you need to be still. You need to allow this transformation and whatever shift is going on for you to take place, because it is going to benefit you a lot. You're doing everything right. You're doing everything right. Because you're actually taking action on the signs that you're given. That's why this reading is coming to somebody. Let's, I'm also getting for some, it's just, there needs to be a more holistic understanding of your energy and what happens when you share it and give it out. It needs to be equal reciprocity. And that does sound bad. Again, nothing is inherently good or bad. And I know it's like, oh, but what if this person's in need? Yeah, for sure. Like when I see him, I try to carry at least like $5 cash or something. That way, if I see somebody asking, it takes a lot of ego death to get up there with a sign and ask people for money. Like, think about it. Like, oh my God. But there needs, somebody's either over giving or over receiving. I'm also getting quit taking from a past incomplete cycle. You might not get the answers until way later, or you might not at all. But with this environment and the Knight of Swords in reverse, you know, it's the fastest knight in the deck. It races in. It's like that hub, that mediator that comes in to kind of like, because it's air. It's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Very, well, in the near future, Gemini, ooh, the 2 paths. Are you going to keep racing in, or are you going to actually observe and pay attention to what is being reflected back to you in your environment, in your relationships? What's really going on? This is so cool. It's like a magnifying glass, like taking a real closer look at the foundation of what's really going on. 10344. My battery is saying it's going to die, so... 8 of Cups in reverse coming out again in hopes and fears of not walking away. Give me one more. Ooh, okay. From this closed off energy, not pouring into yourself, not realizing your amazing energy, this receptivity, this, I want to say enchanted kind of energy. Like, look, she's like looking in there, communing with the water, programming it with her beautiful words of how she wants it to make her feel. And in reverse, that is not putting those things into practice, ignoring them, knowing about them, and not even using them. And this is a lot of cups energy, and the hopes and the fears. Not walking away from, and this could be a person, but I'm getting it's just an energy of not being loved, nurtured, listened to, felt, emotions being accepted or even allowed. Wow. Your emotions might not even have been allowed in this past injustice energy. Ooh, no more of that. You don't have to tolerate that. What is the possible outcome, please? Possible outcome. I do have work to do. Ooh. That was like half the deck, but okay. Possible outcome. Okay. All right. If you're still here with me at 106.18, this energy needs to be alchemized. Heal your mother wound. Heal any form of resistance, because your possible outcome is the Eight of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Temperance card. So this is a lot of air energy, guys, and all of the subconscious, your environment, it's in reverse. It's asking you to step away from the air element, or, you know, remember with earlier that King of Swords in reverse, the frequencies we were talking about. Maybe getting out into nature, disconnecting from your phone, disconnecting from some air stuff, but connecting with the air element. You know, the wind, like I was saying, giving it thanks, doing a visualization to cleanse and clear your auric field and any energetic debris around you. Somebody could be afraid that they didn't heal something, so that means that they haven't walked away from allowing people to mistreat them. You know, walking away for the people that aren't loving and nurturing and pouring back into you. Thank you. Pouring back into you. So you could have a fear that you haven't walked away from the people that need to be walked away from. Just check in with yourself. Meditation, guys. It's all about meditation. Oh, I'm not, no. Okay, so she's free. There's actually nothing. She's just blindfolded. She can walk right out. But past circumstances has told somebody that they are not good enough and that they shouldn't go after something. Maybe you didn't have money growing up and they were like, oh, you can never go to school because, you know, of your family, and this is your money bracket. This is people like you usually go get a job at McDonald's or something, you know, like they already like wrote you off. That's just an example, but none of that was true. The crow is up there saying like, hey, caw, caw, I'm gonna show you. Just listen to my voice. Just listen. Close your eyes. What does the Bible say? Open thine eye and thy body will be filled with light. What he is talking about, eye, not eyes. You close your eyes and open your third eye and your body is filled with light. It's filling your cup back up, and not, which allows you to identify the people that you will easily and gracefully walk away from, not needing to explain yourself at all. If they don't like it, that's on them. is not your energy. It's almost like a lot of logic. It's like, because it's the King of Swords. So like, oh, well, this information told me that, you know, this is who I am, or this is, it's this and this. Books aren't always going to tell you the truth. You know, it's about feeling it out. Does it feel like it resonates with you? Does it speak to your soul? Is it true for you? You can say yes or no. We create our own realities and our own universes. So you can say, you know, but again, universal laws and universal truths can never be changed. It's not a malleable thing. Something is malleable. Confirmation with the train. You're moving on to the next train station, is what I just heard. You're finding the path. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, see this water? You're going to feel around for the water, the emotion, because your fears are that you're not going to find this water energy, like the loving, nurturing, kind, compassionate, instead of like over analytical, controlling, like you're not doing this right. No, this is how it's always been done, or whatever it is. This just seems like very domineering, dictator, like they know it all, and in reality they're actually taking something from you because you're an earth angel, or you're realizing you're an earth angel. And look, again, the fire and the water, the alchemizing, the unk could be really significant for somebody. This is the possible outcome is you realizing that you were always free, following that water, following your emotions, meditating, finding out what your true, what is it that you actually are wanting. And I don't mean things, and if it is things, why? What do you think what is it going to do for the progression of your journey and your life? Because it does help manifestations come in a lot quicker, and it helps you understand why you're bringing something in, because then maybe you can change it. You're like, oh, wait a minute, I can actually kill two birds with one stone and do this. That's why introspective and kind of getting away from the books, getting away from the videos, getting away from the external and going within, because it's like you've already accumulated enough information to get this raw energy up and going and moving on to the calmer waters, the calmer mind, so that you can really perceive what's going on around you. I want one more. I don't know why, but I do. Ooh, that was a lot. You're no longer going to be going at something alone. 9 of Wands in reverse, wounded warrior energy. And it just says, it says moon in Sagittarius. So, and that was last night, strawberry moon. No longer having to be so defensive. It's almost like you're going to have support. You're realizing, you know, you have a lot more support than you thought you did, and you can call in on those spirits. I'm hearing Ogun, indecisiveness. We have 2 of Swords, Judgment, and the 10 of Cups. 2 of Pentacles. There is a back and forth energy, and that's fine. That's actually normal. We get pulled back a little bit to propel us forward sometimes. It's like whenever you teach a kid something and then next week they don't know what you're talking about. It's the process. It's regression. Well, not regression. Is that right? You like regress and then it develops more and stronger. Yeah. So I do see somebody is a little indecisive, or like just maybe, blind. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The blind, opening the third eye, and then just trusting your senses, trusting what you're being led to. Not so many swords because it's only 2. And I know that can talk about indecisiveness, but that's not what is being shown to me right now. That's not what I see at this current point in this read when I see that card. I see somebody sitting on their throne, and it's almost like circumstances will come in to test to see if you have really crystallized these lessons into your life. Do you fully trust yourself and what you sense and what you're picking up on, and you know, all the other okay, to move forward in what you're being called to do, to transform and rise out of the ashes into this phoenix. Snake, eagle, phoenix, Pegasus, and then we have 10 of Cups here. So having faith, being called, discovering and it's like somebody's gonna end up having so much faith in their higher selves and their higher self and what's going on that they're allowing Spirit to show them. This is really cool. Yeah, it's time for rest. It's time for love. I see Hathor because of the cow in the background. Baby Jesus and Mary could be significant. It's time for rest. It's like pulling all those 3 swords out and then realizing that you now have a sword of your own because you went through that 3 of swords. Okay. This is way longer than I expected it to be, but I'm enjoying it, so that's all that matters. All right, what wants to go with this read? I'm hearing 3. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Yeah, this is beautiful. I mean, people, you're picking up on the pattern. You're decoding things. Snowflakes could be significant. Detailed. You are a unique design. And what did I just say a moment ago? Crystallize. You're crystallizing this new way of being. Handle carefully. Handle yourself carefully. It all comes down to our perceptions and what we're... Wolverine? Fierce, unpredictable, wild, power struggles, assertive, possessive, determined, elusive, renegade, fearless. Observe the power struggles. There's no need to actually be I mean, this is not telling me anybody needs to be super assertive right now. Maybe assertive with yourself and your daily practices and your new micro habits that are building up. Remain unpredictable because, yeah, this says pattern and then this says unpredictable. Because you're going to start decoding things and realizing the pattern is to be unpredictable and listening to that own inner voice, because nobody outside of you is going to strangers and the right people will come into your life or say the right thing to you, and that is Spirit working through them. But that's not the goal. It's not, we're trying to go outside of us and seek other people to get information. There are those moments and times for it, but it's usually very unpredictable. It's very unpredictable when those situations actually occur, and it's always when we least expect it, or we don't even know what's happening. Sometimes we don't even know it happened for a while. Lighthouse, you are the lighthouse in this situation. You're realizing that you are the lighthouse. It was always you. You're the guidance system. You are the hostess for the mostest, like the escort that shows the tour around and gives people safe passage and helps people with warnings, something maybe they need to be aware of, that because you're able to pick up on the codes that most people think are unpredictable. Plot a course of action. Yeah, and that's this gestating, so that you are able to move forward and actually take action, so that this advice of not giving out to the wrong people or something that was incomplete, that maybe you're trying to find answers on, whether this is a relationship and you're like, oh, I need answers, or I want to know like how this is supposed to end, or like why they didn't give back to me. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. You will get answers eventually when you quit thinking about it and you detach from it. Use tact and diplomacy. Navigating obstacles. Yeah, handle something very carefully, because there are some power struggles and people are working from some very low vibrational unhealed places, so be aware of that. I'm not saying dim your light or not speak your truth. That's not what I'm saying at all, because you are protected. As long as you're keeping up on your spiritual hygiene, and yourself, your self-love, that's our protection. It's like you're able to see a way for people to navigate obstacles. But something does need to be addressed and healed and acknowledged, so it doesn't get taken into this next cycle. this new level that you're entering. It's like you're actually really good at navigating obstacles. But when it's personal and when it's for somebody else, it's really easy because it's not really a whole bunch of emotion tied to it. But when it's in your own, it can kind of activate something in you. That's what I heard. That's not what I was going to say, though. I heard your team can... That's why these things need to be healed, so that there's no filters whenever your team does come in to help you in those situations. I feel like whoever I'm talking to, you already know what I'm referring to. Falcon. That's so crazy. We just saw one of these yesterday. Rising above ability. Here's the key words. Rising above ability, strategy, skill, focus. A transition in your near future. Changes. Higher self, third eye. The third eye. Thine eye be open, thy body filled with light. Third eye, far-reaching vision. Yes, meditate, go within, appreciate, show gratitude for everything that you have, and allow the false wishes and desires to fall away. If it's not for your best and highest good or your highest timeline, allow it to fall away with love, grace, and ease, and make it very well known to you. Setting those intentions, our words are magic spells, guys. You can dictate how these things show up for you, okay? And what you will and will not tolerate anymore. So Falcon, yeah, keep an eye out for these birds. Birds are very, very spiritual. They have, the seven Pitras and Hindu. There's so many amazing faiths and religions. They have a purpose. Now, I think there should be a study of all of them, because they all have very useful, amazing information, and they're all just different perspectives talking about the same source. And that's just it. Spirit wants to have as many different perspectives and experiences as possible to have a holistic and overall view of everything. And Spirit does that through us. Stepping stones. I wasn't even going to grab any more tracks. Ooh, what did I say about the train? Stepping stones. 17, so this is giving me star energy. The process of arrival, step by step. Micro habits. Step by step, developing those firm foundations with micro habits. Every little bit counts. You gain 1%. Slow down. Every day you get 1% better at anything you focus on. Say it. Keep on going. Baby steps. Progress. Spiritual growth. Whoever you are, this is your path. You're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. This looks amazing. And you're healing the world. You're healing the collective. You're healing me. I'm healing you. We're all healing each other just by going inwards and focusing on our truths and what our soul, what our emotions, whatever versions of us are trying to come through. Like I said, the Knights at the Round Table, the 12 Disciples, those are archetypes within ourselves, and when they come into alignment and they're not in balance, we are more whole. We can make choices and decisions and live life in the best, highest timeline possible, okay? So I'm going to leave this here. I love you. The universe loves you. Everything's working out for your best and your highest good. And until next time, guys, peace.